2K Sports checks in. With our loyal viewers with a broadcast from Los Angeles, the home of the Clippers, the Staples Center. Hi, everyone. We're happy to have you with us for this edition of the NBA on 2K Sports. I'm Kevin Harlan, joined by Chris Webber and Greg Anthony. David Aldridge is our sideline reporter. We look at the Celtics. Shots good by Gibson. Gibson's got the first basket of the game for the Celtics. This should be a fun one to watch tonight, C-Web. No shortage of athleticism for either of these teams.
Oh, get your popcorn ready. This is highlight reel material. Keep your head on the swivel or you might get dunked on. And if you're a fan, keep your head on the swivel or you might miss a nice dunk.
Now here's Ingram. Victor Oladipo unable to get his last shot to go. Back to Harris. Some nice passing here by Los Angeles. Lead pass was put in just the right spot.
Well, throughout Harris's career, he has worked on building up his body, putting that added strength to good use on these tough finishes.
Ingram outside. Here's Nowitzki. And that one hits back iron.
He's got to be wondering, how did he miss that? I mean, he had all the space in the world.
And then Cousins with the dunk.
Whenever Cousins get that close to the basket, it's game over for the D. He is such a forceful presence, especially when he's dunking.
Now here's Ingram. And looking at his production, he averages a little more than 7 points a game. And oh boy, a lot of contact there, but he gets the call and will shoot two. It's going to be on Victor Oladipo. C-Web, usually rookies take more threes as they grow in the NBA. That has not been the case for Brandon Ingram.
Well, Ingram went the opposite way, taking less threes. If you think about it, he focused more on slashing and mid-range shots, and I think it's worked for him. He settled less, and he took a big step forward in his offensive development because of it.
And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Amazing floor awareness from Cousins, skilled at spotting the open man.
Out to Harris. Ingram outside. Played in with a nice touch off the glass.
A nice start for them offensively. 3 of 4 to kick things off.
High post Cousins. Rebounded by Papagiannis. The Clippers in the lead. Here's Harris. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2.
Now that makes them 80% from the floor early on. Let's see how long they can stay this high.
McGrady outside. To the middle. And the dunk by Barnes.
Keeping his head on the swivel. Cousins showing how unselfish he is.
Pass to Harris. Back to Ingram. Nowitzki with it. Defended by Gibson. And John Wall good for 3. Nowitzki's got his first bucket of the game, and he's on the board for 3. Here's Oladipo.
can feel that Oladipo was on the verge of a breakthrough, and boy, did he ever. Everything came together for him, and he is now not only an elite scorer, but an all-star. Can attack from any distance and has a variety of ways to hurt the defense.
The Clippers leading by 3. Ingram outside. Pass to Vonleh. Back to Ingram. Just 5 on the clock. Now Nowitzki. He hits the back iron and sinks the shot. Nowitzki's got 5 now. And for Oladipo, Greg, there wasn't just one moment that gave him that push.
I mean, his development was less of having a eureka moment and more of everything just coming together. Has always had the strong athleticism, has refined his shot to make the most of it. And while it took him some time, he's now the player everyone hoped he'd be when he was a 2nd overall pick.
Here's Vonleh. Ingram outside. Here's Laverne. Wow, way off on that one. Celtics trail by 5. There's the triple. And that one's good. McGrady's got himself on the board with 3 there.
I mean, I don't always like the 3 on the fast break, but the D was set up well inside.
Yeah, I mean, he's been orchestrating all game at a high level.
And you see defensively, when they try to patch something up, he exploits a different weakness.
And Cousins throws it down.
Oh, you hear that sound? That's the flushing of the toilet right there.
Greg, a fierce two-hander. Now, here's Laverne. He's been quiet so far. Still no points in the game. Harris. Rebound, Boston.
The defense is doing just enough to bother him on the jump.
So both teams making some changes here. Pass to Cousins. And it's all evened up. 6 points for him.
That's where Cousins is most dangerous, and letting him go to work inside is something they're always trying to make happen.
Harris misses. The Celtics shooting their 3rd and 4th free throw attempts of the game.
And collectively, they're only about 73% as a unit right now.
Both teams will make substitutions. And so DeMarcus Cousins nails both of them.
Well, Kevin, there's no secret. Cousins is one of the more fiery competitors in this league. And I like guys who play with their heart on this league.
And stolen by Cousins. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Nowitzki.
And defensively, great anticipation, making a play there on the ball.
And don't forget about the good hand-eye coordination. I mean, he almost corralled it in for the steal.
Here's Nunley. Shooting foul as the whistle blows. He'll shoot 2 free throws. That one on Harris. For Boston, they have been solid at the line so far. 4 for 4.
Well, he's not making any mistakes up there today. Another solid trip to the line for him.
Here's Smith. DeMarcus Cousins, he's been the guy making things happen for Boston. He notched 8 points in the quarter and has that. And for those of you just tuning in, the second quarter of action is where we're at right now. And what do you guys think about Boston here in this one?
Listen, early on taking the league, I just like their approach offensively.
Yeah, right. Only the first quarter. Don't over-panic, but it seems like their strategy is working. We'll see if the other side can counter.
Pass to Nowitzki. Over Morris. Nowitzki, no good.
That's exactly how you have to defend him. He's a guy that the D needs to be aware of at all times. They are just killing him on the interior.
The Clippers in the past few seasons, Greg, have completely overhauled their roster. They are making some serious changes here.
Practically nobody from the team 2 years ago is still with the franchise. It was a complete teardown, and they felt they needed to hit the reboot button. Jerry West knows what he's doing, though, and he's done this before with great success.
And we've got an update here, so let's check in with David Aldridge reporting from the sideline.
Well, the Clippers have hit the reset button, and you wonder how that affects their head coach, Doc Rivers. Now, he seemed reluctant to lead a rebuild with the Celtics, but he's on board doing it with the Clippers. Even though the Clippers relieved him of his title of president of basketball operations in 2017, Rivers has just signed a new extension that will keep him coaching the team for the next few years. Kevin?
Well, if nothing else, DA, he has guided them through some pretty dark hours. Thank you.
Yeah, that's the third bucket in a row from the paint. This defense needs to clog those lanes in the middle.
Baines with the block. Morris into the lane. And Morris throws it down.
Morris is more than willing to put it on the deck. I like seeing the big man take it to the rack.
Here's Moutier. Smith controls the rebound and puts it back up and in.
You know, we talk about it all the time, guys. Those second chance buckets, always the result of that extra effort. Yeah, I mean, maybe could have tried for a more memorable dunk than that one.
And we know he's capable of those memorable ones. Down low. It's stolen by Smith. Out to Ingram. Some nice ball movement by the Clippers. Pass to Smith. There's the triple. The shot, no good. And the Celtics going the other way now. And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Oladipo. Here's Cousins. Another field goal for him. 4 for 6 shooting tonight. Chris, you had a lengthy NBA career. From what you observed, talk about the differences in how various coaches hold practices and try to teach.
You just want to keep guys motivated. You want guys to listen and then execute. And whatever you can do to get their ear, gain their trust, and then get them to go out there and execute. So if you're on a veteran team, you may have a smaller practice but with more intensity. Meaning maybe you only practice an hour of live work going back and forth and scrimmaging. Whereas if you're a young team, you might be able to expect 2 hours of scrimmaging every day. Do the players understand the culture? Do they understand the tenets of the offense and the defense? And usually coaches coach by that need and necessity of the team as opposed to just having one structure. And so in Washington, we had 3 days during training camp as opposed to in Sacramento later in my career. It would be 1 practice because we're all old. We need to make sure that we get the most intensity out of this practice and then save our legs for the game.
It's Nowitzki, top of the key. Fires the 3. Rebound, Boston.
No 3-pointers for him in the second quarter yet, but he did have one in the first.
Here's the Celtics with the ball. They're on a 14-6 run. Back to Oladipo. He's looking for Cousins and finds him. And it's blocked. And they're able to recover. Shot clock at 6. Barnes can't get it to go.
No, that's just a quick move to the 10 and an even quicker reaction by the D to stop him.
Harris's shot is good.
He's one of the guys having a solid game for them, but as a whole, they've been lacking.
We've got 1:23 left to play here in the second quarter. Here's Cousins. 11 feet out, and he hits it. Cousins has got the lead up to 12 now for the Celtics.
His mid-range game shows how far Cousins has come. He's so much more than just an inside threat.
1:09 left to play here in the half. Ball's knocked loose. It's stolen by Oladipo.
Trying to come back, Kevin, and you can't afford too many mistakes. His 4th turnover hampering their effort.
And the whistle blows. It's going to be on John Wall. That's foul number 2 for him. And the dunk by Barnes.
Well, check out that assist. That's a pair of teammates that are clearly on the same page.
Oladipo lays it up and banks it in. And the Celtics lead by 16.
And when the score is as lopsided as it is, and you can see they smell blood in the water, my man is going for the jugular.
For Los Angeles, they have gone 2 for 2 in the game at the line.
And as a team, they're down around 72% for the season. Well, probably a little draft in the arena tonight. He's the last guy you expect to miss the mark by that much.
Absolutely. Count that bucket. Barnes has got 4 points in the quarter.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Down low. And stolen by Cousins. In the corner, it's Ingram. It's stolen by Oladipo. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Well executed, and then you loved the strong finish.
So many fast breaks now ending the three-point shot. Good to see them taking it to the rack.
Out of bounds, Clippers ball as the Clippers keep possession.
Substitution for the Clippers. Joffrey Nover.
Here's Nowitzki. And the last second attempt does not go in for him. And through the first half, a pretty lopsided. And as we dive into the second half, we'll find out if the next 2 quarters are any different from the first 2. So far, it has been a runaway. Here's Ingram. Chris, at times, what Wall gives you is unparalleled production at both ends of the floor.
Yeah, and the numbers don't lie. I mean, not too long ago, he was the first player to ever have at least 1,800 points, 800 dimes, 150 steals, and 50 blocks in a season. I mean, that's pretty incredible.
And it's Ingram missing. And here's Oladipo. He'll bring it up for the Celtics. They host the Kings after this game. They start a 3-game homestand with that game.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
Ingram left side. The rebound by Gibson.
Third straight miss to start the half. But it's still early. No need to panic.
That's his first personal foul.
Here's Oladipo. In the corner, Gibson with it. Pass to Cousins. It's not going to go for him. Excellent defense there from Smith. Ingram outside. It's a nice passing here by Los Angeles. Back to Harris. To the middle. It's tipped. It's stolen by Oladipo. He can't get that one to fall. And the Clippers will go the other way with it. All right, let's catch up with our sideline reporter, David Aldridge.
Well, guys, the Clippers are going in a new direction. Now, Coach Doc Rivers said, we had a shot. I don't think anybody understands how hard it is to win a title. Until you do that, you're going to be frustrated a lot and have to make tough decisions. Kevin?
Well, they're trying to make the right decisions to rebuild better than before, DA. Thanks. Back to Cousins. Up and in on the layup. Cousins has got 16.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
The Clippers really having a tough go here. Searching for that first bucket here in the third. Pass to Nowitzki. Back to Ingram. To the left side wing. Clock at 6. Back to Nowitzki. Hits the three-point bomb. He's got 8.
And they finally get one to go. I mean, and just in time, an 0 for 4 start to the second half can really make a team tighten up.
Oladipo, good.
And I need to see some more assertiveness out of these defenders.
Ingram outside. It's stolen by McGrady. And a fast break now for the Celtics. And it's Gibson finishing it off.
Well, there you go. One team operating on all cylinders at both ends. Steals, fast break buckets, and the other team in scramble mode.
A nice shot by Harris.
And the way Harris sticks these catch-and-shoot jumpers is just devastating to the defense. I mean, what can they do against that?
Pass to Cousins. Third quarter of basketball here, and just a little under 3.5 minutes gone by. Harris with it. Banked in off the glass. Harris has got 4 this quarter.
Oh, man, it's not easy to slow down Harris. When he gets on a roll, I mean, he has the ability to light it up from pretty much any spot.
Here's Cousins. He's got 16. Score the basket, his 8th. 8 for 13 from the floor.
Well, he's played a smart and strong game. His field goal percentage proves it.
2 minutes remaining.
And the layup's good off the glass. Cousins has got 20 points.
Another bucket down low. They've been the aggressors, taking the ball inside and attacking at the rim.
And it's Harrison Barnes with the foul. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul. Substitute.
Ingram outside. Pass to Harris. 6 on the shot clock. Scores the bucket. He's 7 for 11 and continues to look good. Every year there seem to be a few rookies, C-Web, who immediately show that they should have been drafted a lot higher. Why is there the difficulty in placing these guys where they should be drafted? Why are evaluations sometimes wrong?
Evaluations, they can be so iffy because of a team skill set. I tell a lot of players when they come into the NBA, don't be frustrated after your first year or second year if you haven't played the way that you want. In order to be a great basketball player, you have to have a great situation, a team that needs you to do certain things at certain times that you can do for them. And so I think why evaluating is so hard is because you're evaluating the player and then evaluating the unknown, how they fit in with these different pieces that have already been established on your team. And that's kind of the wild card. You can know if a guy can shoot, dribble, and pass, but how does it work with the other players on the team? And so there's some GMs that have missed out on a lot of great talent, but you can't beat them all up because there's so many moving parts into this evaluation that usually it's easier to get it wrong than right.
The Celtics have been perfect so far from the free throw line, 6 for 6. And the first one at the line is good. And that one goes in, 2 from the line that time. They've been a little too casual with the ball out there.
Yeah, but you can't force that square peg into the round hole. Oftentimes, you just got to make that first simple pass and get a rhythm from that.
The Clippers shooting their 5th and 6th free throws of the game. First one falls for him.
Yeah, and the second pick in the 2016 draft out of Duke, bro. Brandon Ingram possessing a rare combination of length and shooting ability.
It's Barton with the drive. That shot by Caldwell Pope, no good. And here is Los Angeles now. Caston and Ney. Back to Ingram. Stolen by Caldwell Pope. Here's Nunley. Sinks it from just inside the baseline.
And it's about the tempo, guys. It favors them, and just look at that score.
Well, that's where they have the advantage tonight. They're just a better team in transition.
And so it's the Boston Celtics, having no problems at all. Up 29 points heading into the next quarter. They've been giving John Wall all sorts of problems. He still hasn't been able to solve their defense. We've got more in store for you right after this. And with the fourth quarter upon us, time is running out for this game to become competitive. Pass to Baines. Back to Barton. Celtics passing it around. And it's Baines missing.
That's size winning out. I mean, he needed every single inch to haul in that rebound.
Now the Clippers with it. They'll be playing host to Portland for their next game. Nowitzki outside. It's Ingram on the wing. Back to Nowitzki. And misses it off the right side of the rim. Here's Morris. Caldwell Pope trying to break free. Morris with the bucket. Morris has got the first field goal of the fourth quarter here for Boston. Drills the three-pointer.
Boy, they have been terrific from beyond here in the second.
Baines inside. A second chance effort. It's hauled in by Los Angeles.
Oh, great effort there. That's how you defend the paint.
Yeah, he has that capacity. He knows exactly where to position himself to protect the rim.
Harris misses.
Almost every look he gets inside is a good one, but the D hangs in there and makes it a tough one.
Here's Caldwell Pope. A quick shot there, and it's off target. Brokoff. No good on the triple. For a long time, beat writers and media personnel have determined NBA awards. C-Webb is someone who's been up for some of these. Do you feel the voting system as structured now is fair?
I don't know how it can be fair if it doesn't have any players or coaches involved. You know, I can't necessarily vote on the best doctors because I don't know what it entails, but I can definitely trust other doctors to give their comments on their peers. I think peer awareness is some of the most reliable that you can go for. But, I mean, we have some very knowledgeable writers, sports writers, and media personnel that know. But for the most part, you need help of the players and the coaches to make sure that the integrity is there.
You know what? You've got to always be in control of your emotions.
Los Angeles making a switch here. Here's Cousins. And then Cousins with the dunk.
And this is Cousins at his best. A top-tier player who takes pride in scoring the ball.
And it's blocked. McGrady right side. And he uses the glass on the layup.
Just increasing their advantage, and right now they're in a zone on both ends.
Oh, that's why you see them flexing a little bit. They're feeling good about how they've dominated.
Ingram outside. Pass to Laverne. Back to Ingram. 6 to shoot. The Clippers need to get off a shot. And the shot clock expires. 24-second violation. Some call it the Ewing theory, teams that play better without relying on a star player. But Chris, how sustainable is that?
It's not sustainable. It's real cute until you have the teams that are focused and want to win come in. And usually that Ewing theory, that's usually like in the 5th week of the season or before All-Star break when teams are figuring out themselves. Once everybody has identified their strengths and their weaknesses, you need that horse to ride. You need that big hoss in there, that guy that's dependable every night. And as long as he's a willing passer, unselfish player, no, you need those guys. I don't believe that teams are better without their main guy. Maybe for short stretches, players can rally, but you look at championship winners. I'm trying to think of one that didn't have a superstar on their roster. I just don't buy into that theory.
And McGrady drops them both.
Impeccable from the line since halftime.
Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now.
That's too much space to give him out there on the perimeter. They got to close out on him.
The Celtics on offense. So far in the fourth quarter, they've allowed just 6 points. And an intentional foul right there.
And you can see where they're coming from by fouling to stop the clock, but really they're just kidding themselves. Yeah, exceptional play there to take the bump and still get it to fall.
And so it's Moutier with it. He'll bring it up for the Clippers. It's been a few years now since rules were put into place to curb the hack-a-shack strategy. So, Webb, do you think the NBA made the right choice in discouraging that style, that tactic?
No, Kev, I'm torn on this one. I don't think so. I do think that the game would have gotten ugly, the pace would have gotten bad, but I think it would have been only a couple of years as players would have been embarrassed enough to improve their game. As I travel to different places, the one thing that's the difference between the United States and other places they can shoot free throws. Other places they just aren't at the park dunking or hanging on the rim. They're actually shooting shots and skill sets and dribbling. And I was at one time a terrible free throw shooter. And the embarrassment of not making them, missing them late in the games, not being able to be there for your team the way you want to. Oh, trust me, it's no better motivation than that. Not giving me a handicap and a crutch saying, oh, don't do it. I don't like the fact that they've tried to place a curb on the hack-a-shack strategy. My thing is get you in the gym in the offseason and make some free throws.
And as we head to the final buzzer here, a crushing blowout, big-time dominance, and this will go in the record books as a gaudy win for Boston.
You don't see this kind of a blowout often, but tonight this is a quality win across the board to deliver out this kind of punishment.
They definitely never changed the approach. They just kept after it and showed they were clearly the better team in just about every single category.
And for the year now, they'll be tallying their 16th win.
And with the win approaching, they'll take the first game here of 2 that they'll play against this team. Nice to get that first one out of the way and set the tone.
And we watched one guy all night long, guys, and looking at the stats just confirms what a dominant game he had. What a night tonight it was for DeMarcus Cousins.
Well, the best work he did came on the boards. Nobody could match his intensity. His rebounding played a big role in this win.
Tremendous effort here on the road. That plane ride home is going to be sweet.
Oh, yeah. Well, I don't care how good you are. It's tough to succeed in a hostile environment. They're doing it in style.
And Gibson sends it back.
And Gibson just out here to play hard defense, showing great awareness coming up there with that block.
Oh, yeah, Kevin. And what a quick rise to the top has been for John Wall. He was drafted #1 overall, the 6th fastest player ever to reach 2,000 points and 1,000 assists.
Laverne with the steal. Back to Moutier. Pass to Ingram. Inside. Inside. Nowitzki for 3. And the 3 ball is good.
Boy, this final period, they are putting up a ton of shots from deep.
Stacks on stacks on stacks. They're looking to stack up some points. They've gotten into a nice groove from out there.
And so it's Boston easily grabbing this one. This crowd was stunned by the manner in which their team was dismantled.
You know what? Shocking. I don't care what the matchup is. You never expect a road team to come in and just cruise to the kind of win they did tonight.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now.